Hi everybody, good afternoon, good evening, welcome along. This is our Wednesday evening circuit. We're just getting things ready for you here basically. Ready to start. As always, going to have an easy option, a medium option and a hard option for you. You choose the one you want. What might be an idea if you want to is on the first round, go for the one you feel comfortable with, and then on your second round, either bring it down one or preferably take it up a bit. Try and go for a higher level if you can, if you feel comfortable with it. Remember that the range that you use and the speed that you go at is the right speed for you, okay? So there's no set thing as this, so you have to do it at this pace. It's what is right for you that counts. We'll be utilising our RPE scale as always during your warm-up, which we'll do in a few moments. You're looking around about the 9, 10, 11 mark. So we want to feel as though we're breathing a little bit harder. Remember the whole point of our warm-up is that it opens the arteries, it gets the blood pumping around the body. You're going to feel a little bit warmer while you're doing it. But what you're going to be doing is mobilising the joints, warming the muscles, ready for what you're about to do, session-wise. It should be progressive, so we start to build it up. And we're going to be looking at around about 10 minutes as far as our warm-up is concerned. Once we get into the main circuit, then back to our RPE scale, we're looking at around about the 12 to 13 mark. Possibly up to about 14. Yeah, you might possibly hit 15 for a very short period of time, but ideally you want to be around that 12, 13, 14 mark, okay? Feel as though you're working, so feel as though it's challenging you, but it's not too extreme. And again, remember, you can come up and down if you need to. So if you need to take it a little bit lighter, you take it a little bit lighter. If you need to come down a level, then come down a level. There's the ability to switch between levels quite easily. With tonight's, we've got some weights in there as well. I've got some body resistance as always. It's quite a lot of similarity again about all of the moves, so you should be able to find it a lot easier to switch between easy, medium or hard. So we've got three of the guys with us today. We've got Ben, we've got Lee and we've got John, who are actually going to be doing the circuits for you and showing them, and I'll keep chipping in with comments for you. So make sure you've got a drink available, make sure you've got some room available to you as well. And if you've got some weight, then get that in. It doesn't have to be a dumbbell, it doesn't have to be a traditional weight. A milk bottle or something filled with water. Bottles, tins, those sorts of things can all be weight for you. Now, if you look at a 4-pint bottle of milk, you empty that out and fill it up with water, which I'd suggest rather than milk, just in case it does spill. Then that will be 2.5 kilograms. Fill it with sand, fill it with soil, it's going to change the weight, yeah? So there's lots of things you can do. Likewise, if you only half fill it, you've got 1.25 kilograms. So lots of stuff that you can do there. Now, say hello when you come on board. Say hi to us. I know there's 6 people who are watching at the moment. Paul, good afternoon to you. Welcome along board. Thank you for saying hello. Everybody else should come on and say hello. We'll say hello to the guys here. So we've got John with us tonight. We've got Ben. And we've got Lee, who's hiding behind here. Look, yes, go. Do that again, Lee. Just like Harry Worth. Right, so we're going to have a warm-up in a minute. Say hello to us, let us know who's here. So give us a little comment, drop us a little comment to let us know you're watching. And also always give us some feedback as well. So let us know how you found the circuit, how it was for you. There's anything you'd like to see in there. There's a lot of balance work in tonight, as we had in our daytime circuit yesterday. So a lot of stuff in there that's going to challenge you balance-wise, and that's the whole point of it. Okay? You can always take correctional steps if you need to. So if you start to feel unbalanced, you take a correctional step, but you place your hand onto something to give you some fixed external support. Hi Steve, good afternoon to you, welcome aboard as well, and hi to Deborah who's joined us. Okay, let's get ourselves going with a warm-up then. Oh, Richie Wright is back as well. Good afternoon, Richie. So let's get ourselves going with a bit of a march. So before we do anything else, let's just set our posture. So stand with your heels in line with your hips. So stop your march a moment, folks. Stand with your heels in line with your hips and in line with your knees. Grow an extra inch between your ribs and your hips by lifting taller. Take your shoulders up, roll them back and down. So you bring your shoulder blades together and pressing the shoulders down. Lengthen through your neck so you're standing as tall as you can. And then from there, take it into a march for me. All right, with your march, you're going to bring the foot off the floor. The toes come down first and think about the movement through. So we're going to go toes, ball of the foot and heel. There should be no real sound with this, okay? It should be a soft placement of the foot onto the floor. So down onto your toes, onto the ball of the foot, then through to your heels, and really feel that mobility through the ankle, feet and toes for me. Keep the chest lifted, keep standing tall. Keep looking, Lee, that's it. Easily distracted. There's something shiny over there. Lee, just staring into space there, Lee was. Okay, and then from there, let's take it into a dig with those heels in front. So dig the heel in front and bring it back. Just the heel. Keep the knee on the supporting leg soft, so don't lock it out. And while you're doing that, give me a bicep curl as well. So bring the arms up towards the shoulders. Now, elbows are staying in line with your shoulders, so you mobilize into it. And I want you to imagine that you're picking something heavy up, okay? So put your own resistance into there as well. All right, from there, bring it back into a march for me. Lovely. And let's take those arms out to the side and do some circles. Watch yourself on anything out to the side there. So as I said at the start, make sure you've got space around you, okay? Make sure the floor is clear as well, so there's nothing you could trip on at all. Brilliant. Okay, take the hands the other way. It's in the zone tonight. The concentration on Lee's face tonight is unbelievable. Okay, from there, bring it back into your march and let's kick those heels up behind towards your bum. Okay, so kick the heels up towards your bum. Still staying tall, still staying strong. So you're shifting the weight from one foot to the other. So in the middle, you've got 50-50 split of weight. As you go across, you're taking 100 onto one side and then bring it back down. Make sure the foot is flat on the floor and just take it to a height that is comfortable for you. Remember I said the range that you do is the right range, okay? And from there, bring it back into your march. And let's put some swimming arms in there as well. So take those arms round and over with a front crawl. It's like being at a swimming gala, isn't it? Yeah. Coming up later, especially for next week, we'll do this. We'll have a synchronized swimming session for you as well. Okay, and from there, come back into your march, and then let's take it up into a knee lift. So with your knee, you're trying to bring the knee as high as you can, but no higher than hip height, all right? Ideally, the top of the thigh is parallel to the floor, and think about that soft placement of the foot back down onto the floor as well. If you feel at all unbalanced coming up onto one foot, then hold onto a wall. So reach out and hold something. There you go. A demonstration straight from Lee on cue for you. I know you don't need that, do you, Lee? But it's there if you need it, yeah? So in all seriousness, if you feel unbalanced, then use the wall. Now, sometimes you don't actually have to put your weight onto it. Just a finger touch onto something will be enough for your body to know where it is in time and space. And its proprioception system kicks in and knows where you are and will allow you to balance again. You can even check your watch out if you want, whatever you want to do. And then from there, bring it back in. Let's take those feet a little bit wider, so shoulders width, and let's have a little knee bend. So we're not coming down into a full squat, just a little knee bend. Now, the important thing with this, and I need to come round to the side so you can see. Have a look. The bottom goes back, okay? The knees come no further forward than the shoelaces, so we're keeping the pressure off the knee joints. That's what the whole system is about. All right, from there, come back into a march. Make it a bit stronger this march, and let's put an arm swing in there as well. Let's go for an arm swing. You see, to me, it still looks like someone coming out of a club at 2 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, what a great night. He's off to find a kebab van. Lovely job. In all seriousness, with this arm swing, control it, yeah? Make it control, so focus onto the movement through your shoulder. It doesn't have to be a big move. All right, from there, pause it. Let's take a step forward into a lunge and back. Now, when you step forward, put your heel down onto the floor, come down onto the ball of the foot, and then through to the toes, and then push through that heel to bring yourself back to an upright position. Again, if I come around to the side slightly, have a look. Can you see that the back is straight, yeah? If we come to John as well, you'll see the back is straight. Excellent. Hey? What a position. Nice to see his shoulders are back as well. I've only had to say it once, John, and it's been there ever since, so, you know. Hey, well, you know, you're a good lad. You listen. Okay, from there, come back in and march it out. And then what I want you to do is step out to the side, the little lunge there, step back in and take it out the other side. So you've got a little knee bend, that's all you've got in there, yep? Brilliant. Now when you step out to the side, your toes come down first, then through to the heel, and back into the center, toes and heel again. Excellent. From there, bring it back in, march it out. Let's bring those arm swings in again. Make it a little bit bigger, not faster, but bigger. Yeah. It's all I can say. You guys at home don't realize how lucky you are that this camera doesn't have peripheral vision. Because if you could see what I could see, you'd be losing the plot. I tell you, you really would. Okay, from there, bring it back in with that knee lift and let's bring one hand across to the opposite knee. So, whatever height you want to go at, you don't have to take it right above your head. You don't have to take it above your head. But you're bringing that arm down and across to the opposite knee. Lovely. Again, think about your foot placement. Think about your placement. Oh. It just reminds me, I must go and get some flour from the millers. Okay, excellent. From there, bring it back in. Let's kick those heels up towards the bum. And this time, what I want you to do is take your opposite hand across and kick into it. No. Oppositely. Opposite. Opposite hand. That's it. I don't know if it was just me, but did you hear that huge thump when the penny dropped? Oh, yeah. Okay, lovely job. From there, bring it back into a march for me. And let's lift those shoulders up towards the ears and lower. Now, I want you to keep your neck long, okay? So you bring the shoulders towards your ears, not the ears down towards your shoulders. And just to demonstrate what that would mean, is do the ears down to the shoulders for me, Lee. So there you go. Can you see the difference? Thank you. Seriously, the reason why is because you're actually putting pressure on your neck if you do that. We want to lengthen, so we want to keep the neck long and work through the shoulders. Thank you, Lee, for doing that. Good job. Okay, let's keep going. We've got a couple of more minutes here, so bring it back into that march for me. And swing those arms. And then again, hold it there. Hold on if you need to, and take the leg out to the side and back in. So we're working into our abductors here. If you need to balance by holding on to something or just placing a hand onto a wall, as you can see with John here, do it. Because what we want to do is keep the upper body straight. So you really work into the hip. You don't want to be leaning across the side. We're not working into the trunk here. We're going to do that later. Okay, brilliant job. Change legs to the other side, so we keep going on the other side as well. And again, focus on that staying upright. Now, it doesn't matter how high you bring it. So if you can only bring it out a little way, that's fine. If you can take it all the way up, then that's fine as well. You go for wherever you're comfortable. Hey? There you go. Louis Spence, eat your eye out, mate. Okay, lovely job. From there, bring it back in. Let's go back into that march. And just one last thing we're going to do here. Take your feet to shoulders width, rotate the trunk round, trying to keep the hips locked if you can. Now, if you feel as though your hips are moving, what you could do is lean against a table or something, or actually sit down. And as you twist, if you're in a seated position or against the wall, if you feel your bottom coming off the chair or the wall, then your hips are moving. So there's a pointer for you for something to try. And here we have Lee modelling the latest in catalogue wear with his hand on his... What was all this about, with your hand on your hip then? Eh? You'll find Lee in the next catalogue for autumn winter this year. There we go. All right, we're going on with our circuit then. So let's get ourselves, a very model shot that was, mate. Sit to stand is our first station, okay? As always, you've got three options. So we've got an easy option, we've got a harder option, and then we've got the top of the shop, the hard option. So John is our easy option today. Sorry, I'll rephrase that. John is demonstrating our easy option today. Sorry, John. Now, just have a quick look. So, knees are coming no further forward than shoes, yeah? Controlled in the lower and powering up, but the knees never actually lock out. Thank you, John. We go on to our medium option, and with this you're going to change leg every time. So what you're going to do is just 1 foot stand up and sit back down. We'll have a look from the side. So again, can you see, thank you Lee, that it's controlled, yeah? Now, you can do, with that one, what you can do is you can either change after 30 seconds or you can change leg every time. I would suggest you change leg every time so you don't get muscle fatigue. We take it to a higher level and exactly the same move as we had in the medium one, but there's a weight added in there as well. And if you can, you're holding that away from the body. So can you see how Ben holds it away? But if it starts to get too much, you can bring it into the chest, yeah? And that will take the resistance down a little bit because you've not got that lever in there for the weight as well. And I've got a timer somewhere, and I've forgotten to pick it up. So, let's get ourselves ready then, a minute to go, and off we go. So, again, coming to the side, let's have a look here. Focus on that posture, so nice straight back. Can you see how the back is staying straight? The bottom leads down to the chair and it's under control. So don't let yourself just plonk down into that chair. Now I'm going to call out 30 seconds if you've decided to do 30 seconds on one leg and then change. Again, here with Lee, it's with control. Now, just demonstrate to us, Lee, if you feel unbalanced at all when you're coming down, pop your leg out. Yep, so pop it down to regain your balance. Thank you, Lee. And exactly the same would happen on this one. So if you feel unbalanced at all, put the foot down and then bring it back up and start again. That is your 30 seconds if you wanted to change leg. Okay? Keep going, keep driving through. Remember to keep breathing through this as well, okay? What I mean by that is don't hold your breath. What can happen sometimes is, especially when we're concentrated, and that can be more specific to here where you've got the one leg, so you're concentrating on your balance, we can actually hold our breath at the same time. And we don't want to do that. We don't want to increase the blood pressure. Okay, that is your minute. Well done, everybody. Have a little wander around, grab yourself a drink if you need to. We're heading on to station number 2, which is single leg and lateral raise. So we're standing on one leg, various options, and the arms are coming out to the side, which is our lateral raise. So here you can see Ben, split stance, onto the toes at the back, look. Nice straight tall position, the arms are coming up, there's no weight in there, but he's adding his own resistance in. So imagine you're trying to lift something heavy up and then bring it back down, okay? Exactly the same move here with John. That split stance again, so I'll call out your 30 seconds. And 2 weights there again, onto the toes at the back, all right? We come to Lee, who's our harder option, and here the difference is we're now lifting that foot off the floor. Now I'm just gonna come in for a close-up on this foot. Simply because you can see it doesn't have to be way up in the air. It's down by the floor, and that's fine, yeah? And again, with that one, if you need to, pop your foot down, regain your balance, and then go for it, okay? So ready for a minute? Here we go. Off we go. So I'm going to call out your 30 seconds, which is when you'll change over. Focus on your posture. Focus on staying tall for me. Draw the abs in, so bring the belly button in towards the base of your spine so you engage your core. It's going to help as far as your balance is concerned, especially on this move here. And again, remember to keep your breathing regular, yeah? So breathing in and breathing out. Okay, we're coming up to our 30 seconds, so if you want to change your lead leg for me, so take the other foot back, and again, off we go. Now, here, look, if you wanted to change your level, it's going to be a little bit harder from our base level to our medium level because you've got weights involved. But certainly, you can go quite easily from our medium level to our higher level just by bringing that balance in, and vice versa. So if you start off with one level and you want to bring it down, you can. You can still make that change from the easy to the medium, but it involves putting weights down or picking them up. There you go. That is your minute. Okay, there's a lot of wood burners out there, so this is your wood chop. Okay, now wood chop is a diagonal move across the body. We've done it before, all right, but we've put some changes into it here. So have a look. This is our easy option to start off with. Lee's demonstrating our easy option. So I just want to show you from the side firstly. Have a look at the way they're set up. So a split stance, but the foot is down onto the floor. He's lifting his heel as he comes up, but the rest of the time the foot is down onto the floor. It's a diagonal movement across the body. Again, 30 seconds, I'll shout it out, and then you change sides. We come to our medium level, and you'll see it's exactly the same move. There's a weight in there, but have a look at the back foot. That's one of the main differences. So Ben is staying onto the ball of his feet and his toes the whole time, okay? Then we come to John. And this is a balance one. Now here, you'll notice that John is going the opposite direction to everybody else. No, there's a reason for that, because that's helping to balance. So what he's not doing is doing it all on one side. He's not, when he's coming down, the weight is on the opposite side, which is going to help balance. There's a serious reason for doing that. Okay, let's take it away. So off you go. So, foot flat on the floor with our easy one, lifting the heel as you bring it up. Control the movement. Don't throw those arms up. Likewise, if you've got a weight, don't throw it up, control it. Lovely. And make it a nice, continuous, sweeping motion. If you need to, with this one, oh, sorry, John. If you need to, pop your foot down. So if you feel unbalanced at any time, just pop your foot down and bring it back up. Yeah, change over. That is your 30 seconds, so change your lead leg over. Are you okay there, Ben? Ben, you all right? Yeah, cool. So here is your easy option. Nobody needs to know that, Ben. I don't need to know that. So we've changed leg. Again, that foot is coming down at the back and coming back up. Again, here with Ben, we're onto our toes. Now, again, with Ben, although it's not as much of a balance challenge as we have with our higher option, if you need to put that foot down to regain your balance, you can. So what you can also do there for next time round is take the legs a little bit wider to start off with. Single leg punch outs is our next one. So again, you've got a 30 seconds when I'll tell you you can change over your lead leg, all right? So you start on one leg, change after 30 seconds and bring it onto the other one. John is on our easy option today. Shoulder height, punching out in front and back. There's a little rotation through the arms as we come to the front. So the wrists start palms in, and as he reaches the end of his punch, they go to palms towards the floor. Split stance, so onto the toes and the ball of the foot at the back. Thank you, John. Lee's in our medium position here today. Exactly the same, but there's weights in there. Yeah, so it's the same movement, but weights have been added in. So again, I will give you the 30-second mark so you can change over. Now we come to Ben, who's our harder option. Two things you'll notice here. One is balancing. Two, doing a variation. Now, probably five punches in front of each side, so 10 in total, and then 5 above your head. Try and keep your eye line to the front so that doesn't affect your balance. I will call out your 30 seconds, and you can change over then. So off you go. Now, with all of them, if I come here, look, we should get a shot of all of them. Can you see how the posture is strong? So they're staying tall, they're staying lifted from their hips. So neck is lengthened, they've grown that extra inch between their ribs and their hips, standing tall, trying to keep the arms level with the shoulders, but if you need to drop them down, do. Remember that your pace and your level is the right one. Okay, what you want to make sure you don't do though, especially with the higher and the medium option, is come too low. That's your 30 seconds. If you bring the arms down too low, what's going to happen is you're going to tip yourself off balance. So you're going to affect your centre of gravity. So try and keep them lifted if you can. Keep punching through, work at your own pace. Now, the other thing you'll notice, if we have a quick look up here, can you see the difference as far as the feet is concerned, but can you notice a difference in speed as well? So John is a bit more controlled. It's a bit of a slower punch. It's a tiny bit faster as far as Lee is concerned with the weight added in. And then for our higher option, there's a lot more continuity about it. So there's a lot more of a continuous move. Multi-directional lunges is our next one. Now again, we did this yesterday on our daytime circuit. It's about stepping in different directions. And as I said yesterday, and I'll say again today, you know, if you've got any of these balance challenges, so like we've done here, correctional steps are something that'll be great for it, and it's something we can use everyday life, all right? So here we are with our easy option, which is bend. So stepping forward, stepping sideways and stepping backwards, have a look at the foot. So heel toe as he steps forward, toe heel as he steps back, toe heel as he steps to the side. Thank you. No weight involved in there as well. Then we come to our medium, which is John. John has a weight held against the chest. Same movement again. So heel toe for the placement of the foot as he comes forward, and then toe heel backwards and sideways. Yep, change for every time on this one. You could do it all on one side. It means I don't have to call it out, but that's not an issue. The reason it's better for you to do change leg every time is you're going to give that leg a bit of a rest, and we're not going to get muscle fatigue. Now we come to Lee, and the difference here is the range. So he's going deeper. Yep. So that's your only difference as far as the 3 levels are concerned. All right, let's bring ourselves in, and away we go. Now, once again, posture strong. Everybody's standing tall. As they lunge, they're keeping the chest lifted. So as we come forward, especially and sideways, that chest is staying lifted. Yeah? It's about the range of motion involved here throughout all 3 sessions, with the addition of weight in between your medium and your harder. Your main difference between medium and harder is the fact that we're taking it to a deeper level. So you'll notice there a little bit deeper down as far as Lee is concerned on those higher options, yeah? Are you okay, Lee? Yeah? So that's your main difference there, all right? Again, remember to work on at your own pace, and you may find that you have a difference on one side from the other, and that is fine, yeah? You don't have to go as deep on one side as the other if you've got a difference as far as your range of motion is concerned. Work within your limits. That is your minute, folks. Moving on to our split stance with a bent over row. Okay, again, we did this yesterday. We're doing it again today. Lots of people with us tonight who we didn't have with us yesterday, so it's good to share these things around. Right, here is our easy option. So, back foot is on the floor primarily. There's a little bit of a lift at the back, okay? Hinged from the hip and then pulling up. So if we come to the front now, can you see that motion there with Lee? He's keeping the elbows tucked in and drawing his hands up towards his chest. Thank you, Lee. We come to Ben. Ben is our intermediate, our medium, and yes, this is our medium option. It's on one leg. It's a balanced move. Again, there's no weights involved, so that's the main difference here, is the fact that we're on one leg only, all right? Remember to step out if you need to. And then we come to John, who then we add weights into it. So your harder option is exactly the same as your medium, but with additional weights involved in there as well. So choose which one you want. Again, I will give you a shout at 30 seconds, so you can change your leg. Off we go. So, have a look at the posture. The back is straight. We're driving up, and if I come in here, we'll have a look at Lee's shoulders. Can you see how the shoulder blades are squeezing together? So what we're trying to do is work those muscles between the shoulder blade. Now, here, you've got movement into the legs there with Lee as well, so you've got support in there. Here, because we're adding balance in as well, we're now working on the core at the same time. So your core is going to make minor adjustments. Change your lead leg for me. Same with John. The core is going to be continually making little adjustments to keep you balanced. Now, you might notice there, if we're getting a bit closer, can you see John shakes a little? And you probably find the same with Ben, a little bit of a shake there, and that's because they're having to utilise their core to help them balance. So they've got a little bit of activity going on, which is helping to keep them balanced, okay? It's important that we do that. Again, with these balanced ones, if you need to step out, step out. That is your minute. Now, this says it's squats, but it's a squat and a press, okay? So, you have body weight, weights, and a balance in there again, or a range, okay? So, here is our easy option, which is John. And no weight there at all, but it is a resistance against it as well. So, John is adding his own resistance in. Imagine you're pushing something up and pulling it back down. Feet are flat on the floor. Thank you, John. And that rotation through the trunk. Medium option here. Yep. Can you instantly see the difference down at the feet? So as we're lifting it and taking it across the body, we're coming onto the toes, and it's the toes that are the opposite direction. And then we take it to our harder option, and it's more continuous. It's a little bit faster. It's a bit of a bigger lift onto those toes, okay? So that is your differences for those. You ready? Let's get ourselves ready, and off we go. So, back strong still. It's a squat again. So remember when you did your sit to stand, that position you went down into your sit to stand with the bottom going back, knees no further forward than the toes. It's that movement we're looking at. There's that rotation through the trunk. So remember in your warm-up, you did those trunk rotations. That's that movement you're looking at there. Pace is controlled. Slight lift of the heel on this one. So you're bringing yourself up onto your heels. And then when you come to here, look to our harder option, it's more continuous, there's a little bit more speed in there, but it's still controlled. So Ben's not letting him run away with him, he's controlling that the whole time. If you feel it starting to run away with you, so if you feel yourself going too fast, slow it down a little bit. That's when we tend to lose technique, if we do things too fast. And if we do it too fast and lose technique, there's a chance you're gonna injure yourself, and we don't want that. Okay, so keep going, keep driving, keep breathing. You are done. That is your first trip around our circuit. So what I want you to do now is have a little walk around, have a walk on the spot, have a little bit of march, grab yourself a drink, pay a visit, anything you need to do, but keep your feet moving for me, okay? We're gonna go around our circuit again, so we're gonna do it all a second time. Now, what I really want you to do, if you can, move it up a level, yeah? If you feel comfortable with it, take it to a higher level. Try it. You can always bring it down. Remember with some of those, we've got body weight involved in there, and the transition to the medium is weight. You can still try it. You can always pop the weight down. But what you can also do with a lot of them is the main difference is a balance. Yeah? So put a balance in, see how it feels. And if you need to drop it back again, drop it back again. It's not a problem. Now, going back to our RPE scale, you should have been hitting around the 13, 14, 15 mark as far as that circuit was concerned. So we're looking at somewhat hard to hard, yeah? We don't want it in the light level, and we certainly don't want to be going above the hard at all. Probably hitting the hard very slightly for a short period of time, okay? This is your chance to have a little breather, get everything back down. So keep the feet moving, so you're regaining your breath, you're regaining your composure, ready to take it all again. Now let's see if we've got any more comments in from anybody. So it's always good to know that people are on board and watching. Let us have your feedback at the end of the session. How did you find it? That's the sort of stuff we're interested in, okay? What we're trying to do is put themes into these as well. So there's a lot of balance work in here today. Okay, so let's bring everybody back in, and we'll go for it a second time, a second time, starting with our sit to stands again, okay? So another minute of each one, and you've got about 45 seconds between. So, our sit to stand. Sit stands. Yep. No, it's okay. It's okay. That's not a problem. So we've got controlled seat and standing up, powering through the heels to bring ourselves up. Knees staying soft, weight held in towards the chest. Taking it to our medium option, this is the one leg stand and sit, okay? So we're on one foot as we come up and we lower it back down. Again, if you need to, you pop that foot down to regain your balance, and with control in the seat for me, okay? We bring it to our higher option, and it's exactly the same as our medium option, but there's weight added in there. And as I said previously, if you need to, bring that weight into the body so it gives you a bit of relief as far as that's concerned. All right, are we ready? Let's go. So, coming back down here. Again, posture is strong. I know you're starting to get tired, but try and focus on that posture still. You'll notice that although we have a weight for our medium, for our easy and our harder option, the weight on the easier option is close into the body. So that takes the resistance down a little. We've added the balance in as well. We come to Lee in our medium position, and it's that one leg stand and one leg sit. With control if you can. If you feel yourself losing balance, you pop that foot down, regain your balance. I'm going to tell you when your 30 seconds up, which is now, so change your leg if you were on a one leg stand. So again, we're standing up and we're sitting down with control. Again, remember, pop that foot out if you need to. Gain your balance again, yeah? What we don't want to do is challenge the balance too much. We want to feel this movement, And we want to feel that it's working, but you don't want to challenge it too much. You should be feeling this predominantly into the front of your thighs. And these are the muscles that you use continually throughout every day of your life. So think about getting out of a chair, getting out of the bed, getting out of your car, getting into your car. All those sorts of things is where those muscles kick in. You know, we can take it to another level. We could talk about getting on and off the toilet, for instance. That's where they're used. So that's why we want to focus onto them, because they help as far as independence is concerned. Station number 2, moving on to our single leg and lateral raise. Okay, so we have a single leg stance in as much as one leg is predominantly is forward of the other one, and a lateral raise out to the side. So, easier option, remember, onto the toes at the back. Control with those arms, bringing them up towards the shoulder height and lowering down. Imagine you have some weight in your hand as you do it. Air Guitar John here, look, or John Bon Jovi as we'll call him now. So, exactly the same move with some weights in there. Again, I'll call out 30 seconds so you can change your lead leg. The higher option is you take it to a balance. So you can see quite easily there's a quick transition between a higher level and a medium level, or a medium level and a higher level. So if you want to try a higher one or bring it down, feel free to do so. Are you ready? Let's go. Now, if you feel challenged balance-wise with this, with either the first or the second, so the easier or the harder option, you can take a wider stance. So you can just show us a wider stance for us. There you go, lovely, thank you, Ben. So by taking that wider stance, you've got a bigger base of support to work from, and that will help as far as your balance is concerned. Thanks, Ben. Exactly the same would be there if you wanted to as well. The difference there is you've got weights involved in it. Okay, but even without your weight, so if you're going for the easier option, imagine you're lifting something, yeah? That is your 30 seconds, change your lead leg, and let's get ourselves ready to go. So again here, don't be afraid to put that foot down if you need to. So if you need to pop that foot down to gain your balance again, go for it. Yeah? And if you want to move from your medium to your higher level, or come down from the higher level to a medium level, it's there for you as well. Keep breathing, keep tall. So let's have a look at posture again. I know I keep going on about posture, but it's so important. You know, if we get our posture right, then everyday movements become far easier. We don't challenge our balance as much. So you can see the back is nice and straight. The knees are staying straight, so nothing's being locked out. Especially if you're going for this balance on one leg here. If you lock your knee out, you're going to affect your balance. Okay, that is your minute. Whatcha? So this is the diagonal movement across the body. Imagine chopping wood, believe it or not, and that's what the move is about. It's that movement of a chop from one side of the body across to the other, okay? We have our easier option here, which was this Lee, and again we've got that split stance. He's lifting up the foot as he comes up and taking the hands diagonally across the body. Yep. We take it to our medium level, which is Ben. Same position, right onto the toes this time though. So you notice with Lee, the heel was lifting and coming back down. We're onto the toes and staying onto the toes with this one. Again, that diagonal movement across the body with control. And then we add that balance in for our higher option. Now here, again, just to point out to you, with this one, the chop is going the opposite direction. So the leg that's being balanced on is where the low part of the chop is, all right? And that helps because while you're bent down, you've got weight distributed more evenly. Okay, let's go! Sorry, did I shout then? Yeah, obviously not. Obviously not. I'm talking to myself. So there we go. Across the body. I'm going to call out your 30 seconds so you can change to the other side. Think about your pace. Think about your technique. Keep the back strong. Keep the back straight. Loosen your shoulders, so keep them down so we're not hunching as we do this. Yeah? And again, if you need to pop that foot down, just pop it down. Yeah, in all seriousness, if you do need to pop your foot down, do it. That's your 30 seconds. Change your lead leg. And again, opposite direction again. So we're taking that up and across. Yep. There's a hip hinge in there. Yep. Again, there's trunk rotation in there. And when you add standing onto the toes, and you add in that one leg balance, you're also working into your core at the same time as well. All right? Now, you might say with this, how come the I said about bringing the weight down onto that side. How does that help as far as balance is concerned? Because the other leg on the other side is sticking out. That's why. So it's giving you that counterbalance. Single leg punch outs for you next. And we have our easy option, which is jump. And again, shoulder height. Shoulder height onto the toes at the back. So I'll call out your 30 seconds. And there's that rotation through. Now, you're starting with your palms facing in, and as you extend the arms, the palms are changing directions. You'll notice here with Lee, the palms are staying where they are, and there's a good reason for that. It's because there's weight in there as well. Onto the toes, so it's the same move, but there's weight involved in there as well. We bring it to our harder option, and again, we've got that balance in there. So you can see that theme of balance coming through, yeah? Remember, this is the one you're going to take so many forward and so many up. Now, we suggest about 5, but if you want to do slightly less or slightly more, that's fine, but don't do all in one direction. You ready? Let's go. So, standing tall. Again, have a look at the posture. So, can you see, regardless of where the feet are, the posture is good, the posture is strong. Yeah? And this is what I was on about with John. So have a look at these hands as they come forward, look. Can you see how we go from palms facing in to out towards the floor? So you've got a rotation through the shoulder and through the wrist in there as well. There we go, same movement as John, but we've got weights involved in there as well. And then we have here Ben, who's in our higher option. That is your 30 seconds, change over your lead leg. Now what I haven't done today, which I did do yesterday, is give you their full names, have I? So down this end here, look, we have Ben the Bruiser Morley. Ben the Bruiser Morley from rugby. All the way from Birmingham, it's Lee the Legend.
Lee the Legend?
Lee the Legend, yeah. And I've got one for John. What can we be for John? John the Jersey boy, or something like that. I don't know, I'll come up with one for John for next time. Multi-directional lunges. Sorry, John. My brain went blank. Doesn't take much. I know. So, this is our multi-directional lunges. So it's those correctional step-in type of activities, okay? So one leg at a time, you step forward, heel, toe, you step back and you step sideways, toe, heel, and then you change leg every time. Addition to take it to the next level is a weight in there. Slightly bigger range of motion, but not hugely. And then we come to our third option. There's no balancing here. That would be impossible. But what we've done is we've taken a wider stance and a bigger move backwards and forwards. So bigger range of motion there, okay? I'll call out your 30 seconds and that's when you change. Go, go, go. There's an echo in here. So I'm going to come this side so you can see. Have a look at the foot. So heel, toe, heel, yeah? So you're not putting undue pressure onto that foot. Weight is held in close to the chest on this one as well, so at no point take that weight away from the body. With this multi-directional movement, we don't want to put extra stress onto it, okay? And work within your own level. So if you need to make it a smaller move, make it a smaller move. Remember I said at the start, and I've said a couple of times, whatever your range is the correct range. Now change your legs over to the other side for me. Have I said that already? No. Good, I'll say it then. I lost my thought then. So you've changed to the leg now, exactly the same movements, forward, sideways, backwards. And as I said to you last time, these are the sort of steps that you may make if you need to correct your balance at any point in time as well, okay? So it's a good thing, it's a good technique to have up your sleeves. And the reason for the foot placement is protecting the ankle, protecting the Achilles tendon, yeah? Good job. Okay. Split stance, bent over row is our next one. So this is picking something off the floor basically with a hip hinge in there and a split stance. So our easier level is Lee here. Both feet flat on the floor. Can you see the hinge from the hip? So nice straight back, just hinging from that hip. The arms are close in. And he's bringing the arms up towards the body. Thank you, Lee. We come to our medium level, and here we have Ben. Exactly the same movement, but it's a single leg balance. Again, if you need to put that foot down, you put it down, okay? I'll call out your 30 seconds so you can change. We then take a weights into there, And it's the same movement again, but the weight's in there for you as far as that balance is concerned. So I'll call out your 30 seconds, you change your lead leg, and you're ready, let's go, go! So, leg-wise, here, can you see that the foot is slightly elevated at the back? The heel is slightly off the floor, but not fully as far as Lee is concerned. The hip hinge is still there as far as Ben is concerned. The foot is close to the floor, so if you need to pop it down, you pop it down. Now, you can see with John that it's not so much of a hip hinge. There's a bit more of a lean in because the leg is taken a bit further back. That's a matter of choice for you all, okay? That is your 30 seconds. Change your lead leg over, and off we go on the other side. So again, work within your own level. And if you wanted to try moving from easier to medium, then it's a balanced position, yeah? It's a bit harder to go from a medium to high or high to medium because of the fact that weight is in there, all right? But remember, again, with these balance moves, if you need to tap the foot down, you tap the foot down, okay? You've got last 4 seconds and then you're done with this one. We're almost there, folks. That is your time. We come to our last one. And this is our squats and our lift upwards. Okay? So our easier position is going to be with John. So there's a squat down. That's okay. And it's a diagonal directional lift, okay? So previously we've taken the lift straight above our head. This is a diagonal movement, all right? We've added a weight in there as far as Lee is concerned. And you'll notice there's a bigger twist in there, so a bigger movement of that foot. And then we come to our higher option with Ben. And the difference between medium and higher is the speed here, okay? So there's a bit more speed in there, but it's more about the continuality of it, okay? So it's a continuous movement, whereas our medium one, there's a little bit of a pause there, okay? Are you ready? Let's go. So, with John, you'll notice, let's just have a look at the feet. So the easier one, the feet are staying flat on the floor, yeah? If we take a look at the medium one with Lee there, you'll see as he twists, he lifts the heel. And as we come to Ben, again, just thinking about the feet, you'll notice that it comes right up onto his toes. And that aids that continuous movement in there as well. Make sure your back stays straight. Make sure you stay strong. We don't want to put any pressure onto the lower back as far as this one is concerned. That's your 30 seconds, folks. So you've only got 30 seconds to go, and you are done. And what a track to finish on, eh? Okay. So, break it down, come down a level if you need to. So, if you are at the high level and you want to come down to medium level, all you need to do is slow that pace down. Put a little bit of a pause in there. Bit harder to come from medium to lower because of the fact that there's some weight in there. But we're done. That is it. That is your minute. Great job, everybody. That is your circuit for a Wednesday evening. I hope you all enjoyed it. What I need you to do now is to have a cool down. So that has to be at least 5 minutes. Start a bit higher and gradually bring it down. So the reverse of what we did earlier on, basically. So start off with a good, strong march on the floor. Get the arms involved as well. Big movement, working into your shoulders, working into your legs. And then start to bring that pace down. Initially, you can start to bring the arms out. Make the march a little bit smaller. Bring it down to a foot tap in front. Bring it down to a sway from side to side. Bring it down to a foot pedal with your feet. What do I mean by a foot pedal? I mean this movement here, yeah? So keeping the toes on the floor and just lifting the heels off. That's the stages to go through. Do that over 5 minutes. Your breathing should come back down to normal. Your heart rate should start to come back down to normal. What we want to do is end up very much as we started before the session, yeah? So your pulse is lowered, your heart rate is lowered, your breathing is lowered. Keep doing that for about 5 minutes for us. That is us done. Make sure that you hydrate yourself as well. So make sure you get some hydration into yourself. We'll be here again next week. Now, Tuesday we've got our daytime class. Wednesday we've got our evening session. And then next Friday, I think it is. Yes, next Friday, we've got a new class starting for you. Look out for details of that. But basically, it's a new class on a Friday morning, and it will be around more gentle, calm movements. So it's still going to give you a workout, but it's about controlled movements. So very much about core strength and working the muscles in the same way, but without putting weights and stuff in there. join us for that, okay? That is us done for a Wednesday evening. We'll say goodbye to everybody. You carry on with your cool down. Let's say goodbye to the guys. So goodbye to Ben. We'll say goodbye to Lee. And we'll say goodbye to John, who's just here. Look, there's John. Goodbye, John. Goodbye from me as well. And we'll see you next week. Have a great weekend, everybody. Take care. Bye.